Hello, my name is Michael Riley. My channel is ABA Appliances. I wanted to go over, I mentioned in a previous video about the tools that are necessary for the appliance repair trade. And I mentioned that I walk in with very few tools. First of all, because over the years I just realized that the toolbox, just carrying around a whole complex, or if you got to park far away, it's just ridiculous because you don't use all those tools. When you first go in to diagnose the appliance, basically your first tool is going to be listening to the customer. That's extremely important. A lot of techs just walk right in front of the customer and start putting hands on the appliance, because they have the description over the phone of what's wrong and they want to jump right into it. Don't do that. The customer likes to take a few minutes and just like if they take their car in and tell the tech what's wrong. Everybody wants to get involved with the tech. And when they're on the phone, they're talking to some call taker, and the call taker has no idea what's going on. And so they really want to share with the technician so they don't waste time diagnosing, and they want them to identify it quick and know exactly what their complaint is, that it didn't get written down wrong or whatever. So even if it doesn't matter, just give the customer time to step up to the appliance, back up, step up, let them share with you what's going on. So I'm going to show you what, typically speaking, I carry close at hand. I don't carry it into the house, all of them, unless I feel like I'm going to need something like pliers or something like that additional. But my main tools are my ratcheting and interchangeable screwdriver, and then a 1/4 inch and 5/16 nut driver. And maybe a standard screwdriver, but not normally because I have a standard bit in the ratchetable screwdriver. I use mostly Klein tools because they have they're electrician's tools. And I worked electrician trade many years ago, and they have the rubber handles, and they insulate you from getting shocked, electrocuted, as long as you keep your other hand away from ground. But they rubber handles, and it's a better grip also. But they serve dual purpose. They're sturdy tools. They last a long time. And a voltage meter if you need it. If you don't think you're going to be doing voltage tests, if it's a noise complaint, you're not going in to probably do voltage tests. So you don't need a voltage meter in with you. So very few tools, and then your invoices. And then you walk in and you just look professional. You don't have a bunch of garb that you're carrying with you. They're worried about their floor or whatever. So these are the tools. I got them laid out on my table here. I'll go through each one. It's self-explanatory. Anybody that's mechanical knows what they are. But I'll show you what I use, and it works well. Okay? All right. So what you have here is, first thing, is my ratcheting screwdriver. It's a Klein. If you notice, I'm going to set this down. So if you notice that this ratchets, but this comes out, and you see the ends. There's two ends there. You see on the left end you got Torx. You got Phillips on this end. Okay, and then there's another bit that pulls out there. Same thing here. There's another bit, Torx. So this pulls out. And what I do is I keep a smaller Phillips and a bigger Phillips. If anybody's run into it where you get the small Phillips, you can't get that big Phillips in there. You're just going to strip it out. So, and then these pull out, and this is the standard. Okay, that's the standard, and the same thing on the other one. This is a small standard. Okay, and they've got little ball bearings on them so they don't fall out. You can see the ball bearing there. They get kind of, if they get wet, they get a little bit rusted. This right here, this end of this, that this pushes into, this is actually, right here, this is 5/16. Okay? So you don't need a 5/16 if you use that. If you take this out, that's 1/4 inch. Okay, so you have 1/4 inch, 5/16, 5/16, 1/4 inch. So if you don't have your 1/4 inch with you, 5/16, you can use this. Same thing on this end. Okay. This is not 5/16. This is larger. This cylinder is bigger. But this pushes right back in there. There's ball bearing on this as well. You see it? Pushes in. So I've got my bits right on there. Like I said on the other end, this is smaller Torx, larger Torx. Those are like 10 T15, 1020. And then I've got the bigger Torx there. And so 2 larger Torx that we run into. Okay. So I keep those. And we don't run into those too often, but we do occasionally. So I keep that in there. This swivels to make it go one direction or the other, or it locks in the center and it won't swivel at all. Okay, so that's my ratcheting screwdriver. Then I always carry in a 5/16 nut driver because I don't like to take this apart. If I'm using Phillips, I just like to use Phillips. I don't have to be switching back and forth. So I have a 5/16 nut driver, and you can see the handles on here. Klein Tools. You can see that the rubber handles have very good grip. Same thing here. Klein Tools, and this is a 1/4 inch. And then of course big standard screwdriver, and Klein strippers. Not the kind that's used as a pole. Some people will get that. There's the crimping tool down here, and then all the stripping tools and a cutter blade right here. Same thing. Channel locks, pliers, and I like to have pliers that have the rounded jaw. That way they can grip. They have the flat on the end, and then they have the round so they can grip the pipe. Almost like pipe wrench. Now this tool right here is you see the end there? This is a hose clamp pliers for the wire hose clamps. And those ends go in there, and then you can squeeze the hose clamp. And it's almost impossible to squeeze the hose clamps if you don't have those grooves. You can't, it slips off of regular pliers. So these are hose clamp pliers, and you can see there's no grip, there's no teeth on this at all. It's all smooth. Okay, I like carry a good flashlight. I like the smaller one, but also the really powerful one. Utility knife. As you can see, just the minimum tools. Here's a temperature detector, temperature tester, so you can, go inside the 62 degrees on the table. It's cold in here. Wow, 64. The Freon is 60 degrees. 62. I keep this in my truck. I don't usually keep it with me, but it's nice to have in case you want to measure the door if you have to move the appliance or whatever. And in the back here, I'll just look at it real quick, but these are, this is my manufacturing table for my evaporators. This is actually what's called a process tube adapter kit. It's by Robinair. It's about $300, and this is what it looks like. There's a rubber fitting inside here and 2 metal clamps, and what this does, just real quick, is it allows you to put this on put tubing in here and then tighten these up. And you can actually put the hose on there and you can blow the system out on a sealed system. If you separate the lines so you can blow it out without hooking everything up and soldering everything or brazing everything together. So we'll get to the refrigeration parts, but that was in the background, so I thought I'd show you. It's a really cool tool. This is my meter, Klein also. It's got capacitance on it, everything, so I could check everything. It's got a, right here, the temperature tester, lead that plugs in here, check oven temperatures, whatever, and all the different scales, capacitor over here, ohms, voltage. Nice meter. The only problem is they don't make these leads ends too long. They're never long enough, but they do have some that you can get. Anyway, so that's the typical tools that you'll have. You can see it's not a whole big toolbox full of tools. These right here, minus the standard screwdriver, these right here, the Phillips screwdriver and the 1/4" and 5/16 cent driver, this is what you're going to take apart and put together most of the appliance with. It's because I've got Torx in here, I've got Phillips, and that's all you need. And there's probably maybe $25 worth of tools there, and I just put them in my back pocket. And the customer is usually like, "Oh, don't you have a toolbox?" And I say, "Yeah, I got tools in my pocket. That's all I need." So this is it's nice to know when you're starting out that you don't need a whole toolbox full. Did you see any sockets here? No. If you get into a job, then you're going to have your normal hand tools like socket set and whatever. And pretty much all appliances are standard sockets. They're not metric. Okay, you don't go buying a metric set and a regular set. Just regular sockets, 1/2 inch, 1/4. And it would be a good idea to have 3/8 drive and 1/4 inch drive, both of them. But you can use those not very often. If you're taking a bigger job, taking stuff apart, transmission out or something like that. But for the most of the repairs, we're replacing computers, control panels, individual parts underneath. You might need a 3/8 on some of the washing machines. Some of the bolts underneath for the Whirlpools, they have 3/8 nut driver. So you get a 3/8 nut driver. It's got a blue end on it. The 1/4 inch is red. You can't really see the red on here anymore. And this was yellow. 5/16 is yellow. And then 3/8 is blue. But that's it. Just a smaller pliers, channel locks. You don't need pipe wrench. Hardly ever do you need, if you get into replacing a gas valve or something like that, if you work on gas, on a dryer or something like that, then you use a pipe wrench. But typically speaking, you don't need those tools. They're specialty tools. There's another specialty tool in here since I mentioned that. And don't buy this. Don't buy it. You don't need it right now. It's a spanner wrench for a Whirlpool. It's to get the basket out, the tub inside. But you don't need it. And when you do need it, just go buy it. So don't buy it up front. There's a lot of specialty tools. There's bearing kits. There's installers, bearing installers, all that. I don't even use them. I use a tube, a metal tube, and a sledgehammer to get them in and out. So this is just a little tutorial about what tools you need. You can see you don't need much. And that's it for now. Get started. There's nothing to hold you back from getting started with appliance repair. I actually have an appliance repair tech school. It's one of the videos in my channel. Appliance repair tech school.com. Appliance repair tech school.com. TECH. Appliance repair tech school.com. And I go over, it's a 3-week course. I go over everything, and it's on the job training. You're actually with me on service calls. It's not in a classroom. where you're learning stuff that just doesn't make sense. We actually go in and we work on real customers' appliances, and you learn with the real thing and the real problems, not made up problems in a classroom, 30 other people in the classroom where the guy's just worried about how much money he's going to get out of all these technicians, prospective technicians. That's not what I'm about. It's not about the money. It's about training you properly. It's in sunny San Diego, California. Check out the message below, the description. The link will be in there as well. But if you have any questions, I also have an assistance virtual hotline where I'll do repairs with you if you have issues or questions or problems with repairs. It's appliance repair virtual hotline. .com, and I'll actually do with customers or technicians virtual repairs on Zoom if you need help. It's a small charge, but I also do sealed system on Zoom for those that struggle with sealed system repairs, replacing a compressor, evaporator, whatever. Okay, all right. So there's other tools back there, as you can see. That's for my manufacturing of evaporators, which I do. I actually make replacement evaporators for higher quality for Sub-Zero refrigerators. And that'll be in another video that you'll see coming up. Okay? All right. Take care. Once again, it's Michael Riley. And my channel's ABA Appliance. I look forward to sharing other things with you. Just check out my videos periodically. And please do subscribe. That way I know that people are actually noticing my videos and getting some help from them. And like the video if you like it. Okay? All right. Take care. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye.